when destiny takes hold. What will you do? Where will you go? The road you travel isn't paved with gold. The story's told, and the heart of the night takes another. You know it's there. You hear that call, but how will you ensure that they won't fall?
Hey guys, this is Spark Plus Ultra here, and this is part 3 on what if Asta had Satoru Gojo's powers. What defies true strength? And I hope you like this video and hope you subscribe. While all 3 of them go into Finral's portal, they got to the Black Bull's base, and Asta and Yami and Finral says, "Alright, here it is." And Asta looks at the Black Bull's base, and it's interesting to him. And Black Bull's captain, Yami, says, "Yeah, this is our base and our guild, so you're gonna meet your new people in there. Go ahead and open the door." And when Asta opens the door, he then sees all of them getting really chaotic, with Magma and Luck fighting, Vanessa having a bit of a hangover, Gosh being a sister pervert, whatever, I don't want to get into it, Charmy eating sweets, which caught Asta's eyes for a second on the sweets part, and Gray kind of having a hidden form on her girl side, which Asta seen through it, her illusion magic. Nothing can get around with Gada, with the 6 eyes, so wouldn't matter to him anyway on that. But he keeps it secret to himself. He doesn't want something awkward to happen. Then Asta says, "Oi! Great to meet you. My name is Asta. It's very nice to meet you." And then the Black Bulls ignore him, and Asta then cries, being ignored like that. And then it gets really chaotic. Then Captain Yami says, "That's enough!" while smashing the wall, and says, "You're destroying the base!" And Asta says, while shouting, "You're already destroying it!" And then Captain Yami sighs and says, "Alright, this is the new guy. He's gonna help you on some mission, but also treat him nice." And all the Black Bulls go to meet him. And Captain Yami says, "This is Magma." And Magma says, "Ha! It's nice to meet ya, new guy. What's your name again?" And Asta says, "Oh, it's Asta." And then Magma says, "Asta, huh? You look very interesting. What's with the blindfold? Are you blind?" And then Asta says, "Let's just say it's special circumstances." And Magma says, "Gee, now you just put it so lame, dude." Asta says, "Hey, it's not lame." And then Luck says, Hey, let me introduce myself." And then pushes Magma. "Hey!" And Luck says, "Name's Luck. Nice to meet you. You look strong. Wanna fight?" And Asta says, "You look strong as well." And Lux then says, "Whoa, can you sense magic in me while blindfolded? That's amazing. Now I'm really itching to fight you." And Asta says, "Sure, I'm willing to spar with you." And then Lux says, "Alright." And Magma says, "Hey, why you push me, you Luck?" And then Lux says, "Haha, now I'm gonna fight the new guy. Let's see how tough he is." And Magma says, "Hey, I'm gonna test him out." And Luck says, "Nah, too slow." And Magma chases him. "Get over here, Luck!" Luck laughs. And while they were chasing each other, Yami then says, "This is Vanessa. She's the witch." And then Asta says, "Greetings. Nice to meet." Then Vanessa says, "Having a little hangover, but can you quiet down, please?" And Asta says, "Oh, sorry. Do you drink a lot?" And Vanessa says, I had some couple drinks and I got dozed off a bit. And then Vanessa says, want a drink? And then Asta says, no, I don't think it'll work out with me with drinking. And Vanessa says, ah, but you look so interesting with that blindfold on. And Asta says, thanks. And then Yami introduces Gauche, who is bleeding his nose on his sister's photo. And Asta says, are you? I don't want to talk to you. And Gauche then silenced him down, and Asta was surprised what he saw on that. And then Yami introduced Gray, and Asta says, great to meet you, Gray. It's very nice to meet you. Giving his hand out, and Gray then shakes his hand. But Asta noted that besides the look of what he saw outside, on the inside, he sees a blue-haired girl with blue eyes. By the way, what's your magic? And then Yami says, her magic is transmutation magic. And Asta says, ah, that's really interesting. And then a little girl, Munchkin, says, hey, wanna try this? And Asta says, oh, okay. And then splats the food into his face. And then Yami says, alright, that's Charmy. She's very protective of her food and tends to share. And her magic is called cotton magic and food magic. And Asta says, now this I can get behind. Not bad, Charmy. I'm a sweet tooth type of guy, and I love it. And Charmy says, oh wow, you didn't refuse? I'm gonna make even delicious ones. And Asta says this, God, that cupcake is really good. And Yami says, oh, you got something on your cheek. And Asta then says, putting the frosting in his mouth. And Asta then says, God, food magic is awesome. And then Yami says, you already know Finn roll. And Asta says, alright, the gate guy. Nice to meet ya, Finn. And Finn says, nice to meet you too. And then Asta looks at the guy with black marks and a white face. He looks at him with the 6 eyes and says, ah, I see. And then Yami says, you know what his magic is, huh? And Asta says, I noticed something similar. He has curse. Some of you do. And looking at the others. And then Yami says, interesting. And Magma says, wait, how can he see us? Doesn't he have a blindfold on? And Asta scratches his head. How about that? Wait, Magma then says, why don't we have a black ball test on recruitment, which he made up. And Yami says, sure, fine, let's get this over with. Scratching his head and then says, I have to get to the can soon. Make it quick. And Magma says, alright, Yami, come on, new guy, let's get going. And Asta says, alright. And all the black balls went outside, and Magma and Asta were in their positions. And Magma says, alright, I'll throw my magic, and you have to defend it. And Asta says, alright, I can take whatever you can handle. And Magma says, getting cocky, huh? Alright, let's do this. Then Magma then throws a fireball to test him, and Asta was calmly waiting, and Magma was confused on why he didn't pull out his grimoire, but hey, he might surprise him. And Magma then throws the fireball, and then when the fireball comes at Suku does nothing, and Asta then says, yo Charmy, give me some sweets when we're done. when he said that, the fireball makes contact and explodes. And Magma then says, "Dude, you didn't use your grimoire? Jeez. Yo, Yami, I think you got a dud." And then Yami says, "He's fine." And Magma says, "Huh? What do you mean by he's fine?" Then all the black balls, including Magma, look closely. And Asta then raises his hand and says, "Hey, nice fireball. Too bad it won't work on me." And Magma says, "You're fine? You don't have any burn marks on you." And Asta then scratches his head in explosion magic. And then Magma throws more fireballs at Asta. And Asta was basically deflecting, not even trying with his infinity. But he is getting a bit of sound in the wind debris attack. Having his face and hair go up while having that little wind blowing up his hair. And Asta says, "Are you done?" Scratching his head with confusion on this. And Magma says, with a tired look, "How are you still up? I don't even see your magic." And Asta then says, "Oh, right." And then Yami looks at it closely. What a pain. His magic is converting very spatial, converting space around it. In basic Linux terms, he's making infinite amount of space around him. And Asta says, "In Linux terms, you missed, Magma." And then Magma says, "What? I hated you! There is no way you have been dodging in that space." And Asta laughs at that statement and says, "Because I'm the strongest." And Yami then sees, cocky bastard. And Magma says, "Here, try this! Batter up!" And using another explosive magic, and Asta sighs. And then using infinity, then rewarping the shot back at Magma with his infinity. And Magma says, "Oh!" and swings his bat and hitting it far out of making a home run out of it. And the fireball explodes. And Magma says, "Okay, now I believe you." And Asta says, "Yeah," snapping his fingers and showing his grimoire. "This is my grimoire." And both of the black balls were amazed on its color and how it looks. And then the black face with white pigment says, "Your magic is cursed? It's been noticeable around when I saw it." And Asta says, "Yeah, I was using very constrictive magic to bend space to make limited amount of room for me." And Magma says, "What does that even mean?" And Asta says this, "In basically mixed terms, you missed. Basically, there's a endless space. Basically, it didn't hit me." And Magma says, "Jeez, now that's stupidly annoying to see." And then a certain character says, "But my string is still attached to you." And Asta says, "Huh? What do you..." And Asta sees a string and says, "What the..." And then Vanessa says, "Your magic may be strong, but it has few flaws to it." And then Asta says, "Yeah, you're right on that. It can't be 100%. I'm still strong." And then Magma says, "Ugh, next time don't beat around the bush." And Asta says, "Sorry." And then all the black balls circle around him in amaze on his magic. And then Yami says, he hasn't used his other magic, but I guess it makes sense. Then he grins on that and says, he is a smartass. Then we see a girl on the hill seeing what she saw. And then Magma shows him all he has to do while working. And Asta says, that's no problem. And Asta helps out and does the chores for the black ball. And basically not even trying with it. He used Affinity to clean the room and the floors. And he does the feeding with the animals with no fear. And Asta says, man, this is so simple. Then Magma says, jeez, your magic is way too easy to use. And Asta says, not true. My magic is very complicated. And Magma says, but then you're using it like it's a toy. And Asta says, that's because I trained on it for a bit longer. And the magic I use is very complicated. And then Magma says, what? Still, you're making it look like it's fun. And Asta says, do you know what defies strength, Magma? And Magma then says, I guess it's how you get stronger and how you utilize it. And Asta says, those are true, but Asta then says this, but also you have to build your own work at a time. Use your mind to it. Don't over-rely your magic. Or your curse as well. I tend to make some fun tricks with it, but I'm still nowhere close to perfecting it. And then Magma says, still, you are very using it for fun. And Asta says, yep! Asta then laughs, and then Asta also says, it doesn't matter if you have potential or you're having a hard time. You can always work just as hard. And that's what magic is. You work your own flaws to make them stronger. And Magma says, jeez, are you an old man or are you a kid? I can't tell. And Asta then says, hey, that hurts. I'm way younger than you. And Magma says, yeah. Alright, I got another person to have a talk with. And then Magma shows another newcomer in the black balls. And Magma says, this is Noelle Sylvia. And Noelle says, don't talk so commoner. And Magma says, hey, you're the only one that is lacking, even though your magic is strong, you're lacking it. And then Asta looks at Noelle. It's great to meet you, Sylvia, Noelle. And then Noelle says, And Noelle then looks at Asta. Are you gonna bow down? And Asta says, I won't bow down to a noble, even if my head is near cut off by a sword. I will not bow down to anyone. But your magic is strong. Asta was getting a little close to Noelle and says, you might honestly have better capacity than me. And Noelle says, compliments can't get you far. And Noelle then says this, know your place. And using water magic, but missing and hits Magma. And Asta says, And Noelle didn't mean to hit Magma, but Max wanted to hit Asta. And Magma says, hey, what's your aim? And Noelle then acts on that and tries to be superior in that. I don't need to apologize for that. And Magma says, she's such a pain. Nobles. And Asta says, but when he smiles at Magma for getting hit with water, he also noted that her magic fluctuation having problems. And Asta then finished all his work and was gonna take a relaxed time. Asta then looks around in the woods, strolling off, and says, "Man, it's gonna be such a good time with this group." But when he said that, he then sensed a magic effect officiant with his 6 eyes, and then goes walking towards it and sees Noelle having a hard time controlling her magic. And Noelle says, Come on, I need to get better with this." But when she was trying to work on her magic, Asta then noted she was having a bit of a tough time. Oh well, she can work it out by herself. He was gonna walk back and try to find a good resting spot, but then Noelle's magic fluctuates and becomes a water ball. And Asta noticed this, and then all the black balls come out and see that Noelle's magic has gone out of control. And then Yami says, "Asta," and Asta says, "Yeah, can you get her out of there?" And Asta says, "No problem," with making a okay sign. And Asta then uses his magic, teleportation, and teleports to Noelle in the water bubble. And Asta grabs Noelle and says, Infinity can't work inside of it, so I'm going to make sure it stops." And then Asta takes a deep breath and uses Curse Lapse Blue, and using blue to push back the water and dissipating it. And Noelle sees that she's in the air, and Asta says, "Are you okay, Miss Sylvia?" And Asta's mask, blindfold, rips a little, and showing his eye and looking at her. That was reckless, but I'm impressed on your magic." And Noelle blushes on what he says and how she getting carried and the princess carried. And Asta then says, "Alright, I'll put you down." And Noelle then also worries about everybody's gonna call her someone that is can't control her magic. But all of them were happy that her magic is pretty strong. It's just she can control it. Asta noted this. It must be because of trauma. I can't blame you on that. Asta then looks at Noelle. You must conquer those traumas. I'm guessing it was something in the family, right? And Noelle says, "What? No, it's..." And Asta looks at her with his eye, saying, "Can't keep a secret around me, Noelle." And then Magma says, "Whoa! Your eye looks sick!" And then Asta then says, "Oh, I didn't notice that this ripped. I guess I'll put it on my head." Showing his eyes, and Asta says, "These are also part of my magic, the 6 eyes." And all of them look absolutely amazed on seeing his magic and seeing his eyes. Are they part of your Satoru magic? And Asta says, "No, they aren't. They're probably born with it. I'm not 100%. And Magma says, "Still, that is awesome!" And Lux says, "Wow, those are pretty shiny. It's amazing." And Vanessa says, "You look even better with those out." And Noelle looks at Asta's eyes and sees that his eyes are like bluer than the ocean itself. And Asta says, "Noelle," and patting her head with his hand and says, "It's alright, I'll be your friend." And Noelle says, "Well, I don't mind it." And Asta smiles and says, "It's very nice to be acquainted with you, Noelle Sylvia." And that's where I'm ending this video. I hope you liked this video and hope you subscribe. See you next time. Blaz Ultra.